a pilot's plasma 1945 in an F-5, aka the MiG-28 from Top Gun, taxiing out on growling sidewinder. One of my biggest challenges is to try to get those Gen 4 kills in a MiG-28, aka the F-5, the Gen 3 freedom fighter. Compared to other Gen 3 aircraft, the F-5 was weak and meek, designed to be a cheap version of the F-4 Phantom. Only carries 2 air-to-air missiles. They're AIM-9Ps, which are not very fast or maneuverable compared to the AIM-9Ms on the Gen 4 fighters in DCS. So it's always a challenge, but I've got my black livery with the Red Star logo, and I am going into the Lion's Den. That's right, I'm heading north looking for enemy aircraft in my little F-5 freedom fighter. Now the F-5 is a fairly fast, fairly light fighter. It can carry bombs. I've got extra fuel I'm carrying, but it has no radar and no data link. So these two guys flying up high and contrailing are perfect. Because I've got F-10, I can check to make sure that there's no friendlies here, and yep, that F-18 and F-15 are flying up there. Nice formation. They're off to do their mission, but remember guys, always fly above the cons. I.e., at a certain altitude, those wide trails from your airplane are going to disappear. They only appear between certain altitudes, usually between about 20 to about 30,000. So these guys are in front of me. Easy kill, but the sun is in the way. I dare not take a shot. My missiles are so crappy, there's a chance I could go for the sun. Which means I have to decide, do I go for the first guy or the back guy? I start pulling back, but then I decide to go for the guy in the back. Right now their data link has lit up and they've realized I'm here. The F-18 continues on his way. He's extending, and the F-15 made the mistake. He pulls hard to get into a fight with me. There's only one problem. The F-18 should have been doing the tight fight, and the F-15 should have pulled away. They used the aircraft not to their specific advantage. Here comes the F-15 and FOX2. Missile to the face. F-15 in the face and going down. Let's replay this one more time. F-15 makes the crucial mistake of going into a dogfight, turns in, doesn't shoot on me, and gets a missile to the face. The pilot was just a little bit too slow. The powerful 4th gen fighter is knocked out. It's a bloody nose. That pilot's not going to fly it too well for much longer. His wingman, the F-18, is with him. Very nicely done. He found his friend, and he's forming up with his friend now. He should be shooting me and spotting me, but he's not doing that. Okay, fair enough. Let's hit the deck back into the valleys. Hide and extend. The old Vietnam, Korea, rebel Soviet, Vietnamese, North Korean fighter maneuver. Alright, how's that F-15 looking? He's smoking, he's damaged, and the pilot punches out. He has accepted his loss to the mighty F-5 freedom fighter. But not as muddy as I could possibly be, because now I'm down to 1 missile and a bunch of 50 cal 20mm ammo. So not looking very good. That's my last AIM-9 Papa. And if you guys want to see a link about AIM-9 missiles, I've got it. Just click on the link. It should appear in the corner here near the TAC view. Alright, so flying low, my job is to hide from their data link. I don't have data link, but also if they can't see me, they won't be able to see me on data link either. To make sure that the radar, their AWACS, doesn't see me. I roll over here. The F-18, the wingman of the F-15 that I shot down, he's passing literally just behind me. He's pointing his nose at me. I'm getting a weak signal, but he is not pointing his radar low enough, and he has lost me in the ground clutter. I literally passed under his nose. What an insult. Well, let's add some injury to that insult as well. Remember, I don't know who is who. This is pure luck. I'm flying through this valley, watching my RWR, and visually trying to spot enemy targets. I can go into F-10 real quick to see if there's any friendlies near me. One of the benefits of flying on a growling sidewinder, F-10 shows you all your friendlies. So I see that there's no friendlies in front of me, and as you can see on TAC view, there is at least 3 enemy aircraft all around me. Because I'm low, I'm hiding between these valleys Their AWACS doesn't see me, so unless they're pointing their radar into this valley, they don't see me either. We have a balance. Guy crossing my nose, pull my nose back, wait for that shot. I've got to be close enough, and FOX2. Holding my breath until that missile hits. And there's a splash. The wingman of the F-15 is also now down. That'll teach you a lesson to mess with Gen 3 MiG-28s. Splashes again, pull back at the last second. The missile does its very best, even though that guy's in afterburner, catches up and gets him. Remember, the AIM-9 Papas are not as fast and not as maneuverable as the AIM-9 Mikes or the AIM-9Xs, so I was holding my breath when that shot went out. Alright, splash F-18 looking around. There's a tiny dot in front of me on my nose going right to left. If you can spot them on your screen, it is just as difficult to spot them in VR. I know there's no friendlies here. This is an easy kill if I can make it. My radar is off. This guy should have no idea I'm here other than on data link. He pulls through. I can see his outline. He is an F-16. He pulls away cold. There is no point chasing this guy down. He is going to outrun me. As a matter of fact, based on the TACB after I looked, he was doing 250 knots. That's almost 350, 400 kilometers faster than what I was flying. That's one thing about the little F5. The two of its engines produce half as much thrust as one of those engines. But no problem. There's something on my left side here. I spot an aircraft. Looks like another F-16, F-18. Turning in as he dives towards the horizon. Come up over the top. I'm looking for him. I don't have another sidewinder, so there's nothing to growl at me and tell me there's a target in front of me. I'm looking. All I've got is my eyeballs, and there's a target. I pick up something in the turn. Pull back on the stick, start turning around. Hoping this is an F-16, the one that I saw over the ridge. Coming around, staring, trying to figure out what this is. That aircraft makes another turn the other way, starts diving again, and at this range I realize it's a Mirage. You never want to see a Mirage in a dogfight in these mountains. He's got one engine, but it's one hell of an engine. The Delta design gives it amazing maneuverability, and did you see that? That was a missile that just barely missed me. Let's jump back in here. Turning in, I've got my nose on him. I know that he's probably going to shoot a missile on me, so the first move here is, as soon as I got my nose on him, pop flares. That saves me. The missile goes for flares, and I've survived. The mountains are very busy. It's very hard to see the target against the mountains. I see him there, start turning in. He's already reversed and maneuvered. I'm pulling back on the stick. He's going the other way. But my little plane just does not have the engine power. Here comes the ground. At 300 kilometers an hour, I touch down and blow up. Let's watch that one more time. He reverses, going down the valley. I fire up the afterburner. Everything I've got, no good. Roll over and plasma's out of here.